suppose it's like ripping a band-aid off, isn't it? Just talk to the camera and just feel comfortable again. Hi. It's been a few months since I last made a video, and I can't really say why that is. Not because I'm hiding it, but because I just don't know. I've just been really out of the practice, and if I'm honest, I'm just feeling a little bit disappointed with my reading this year. I've had 3 5-star books all year, which is not like me at all, and I haven't been reading quite as much as usual, and I don't know what's going on. I'm just in a bit of a funk, and I feel out of touch with my subscribers. I don't know if you like what I'm doing, or what you like, or what your favourite things are. Make sure if you're watching this you let me know, like, what type of videos you enjoy. And I think because BookTube's become such a big place, and there is this like massive load of content all the time. I know just from my subscriptions that I, you know, the channels that I subscribe to, I'm just constantly trying to stay on top of all the videos, and there's just so many of the same type of video all the time, and it becomes a bit overwhelming sometimes. And I think I've just been feeling a bit overwhelmed, and I think I need to sort of just take a step and just say to myself, just talk about the books you're reading, because that's why I joined here, to tell you about the books I'm reading. And I think maybe part of the reason I haven't wanted to film is because I haven't been enthusiastic about anything that I've read really this year. So what I thought I'd do is I joined Storygraph, like a lot of people, and it comes with sort of a feature that tells you some statistics. So I thought I'd run you through some of my statistics for the year so you can see where I'm at and where my brain's at. And then I will tell you about the 3 5-star reads that I have read so far this year. And then just sort of tell you a bit about what I've been reading, and maybe ask for some inspiration from you. I don't know what will get me excited again about picking up books. I don't know if I need to be participating in more readathons, if I need to create my own readathon again, if I need to do book buddyathon again, if I need to do a different TBR game. I am still doing my drag race game, and I am down to my last drag queen. I haven't been filming the last few. I think there's 2 or 3 that I haven't filmed. But when I get to the end of that, the ones that have managed to stay, which you'll know if you've been watching the series, I'll need to do like an all-stars round for or something. So I will be looking into doing something like that, because I have enjoyed that. That's been a way of giving myself like a 4 or 5 book TBR rather than like a big monthly one. Yeah, I don't know, I just need something to like get me focused. Anyway, so I've read 95 books so far this year, and we're currently at the sort of beginning of September. And my aim was to do 200, which is how many books I read last year. And so according to Storygraph, I've read 48% of my target, and I'm 43 books behind, which is doable, but I'm gonna have to really knuckle down and get some inspiration, so we'll see. The majority of the books that I've been reading have been emotional and light-hearted, and I think that it just proves that that's what I've been needing. I think COVID happening emotionally hit me quite hard. I don't cope very well with change, and I don't cope very well with high stress situations, and it made me incredibly anxious. And I think that I was having some anxiety attacks, but I hadn't had one before, so I don't think I recognised what it felt like. And yeah, I just want light-hearted, emotional, romantic books that are going to take, and they seem to be the ones that sort of appeal to me at the moment. So that's been the majority. The majority is, no surprise, 42% have been fast-paced over medium and slow. 53% have been under 300 pages, so my attention span is rubbish, so that must be the reason for that. I just, at the moment, I haven't got the sort of mental capacity to want to get stuck into a big tome. 82% of what I've been reading has been fiction. I think a lot of the non-fiction that I do enjoy is quite dark normally, a lot of true crime and things like that. and life's been bleak enough already, so I haven't really wanted to get stuck into that recently. And predominantly, it's no surprise then looking at that my the biggest genres that I've been reading are romance, contemporary, graphic novels and YA. 89% has been print, which might not be a completely true percentage, because often I will listen to the audio while I read the book at the same time, and I tend to just put it down as a print. And the average rating 3.65, which I'm not very happy with. I want an average rating above 4. I just want some more 5-star reads. I have had a lot of 4-star reads this year, but nothing that's just really you know, made me want to just rave about it. So that is in a nutshell where I'm at. And I look at my shelves and I am excited about some of the books, but I just never pick them up. Yeah, I don't know. It's been weird. It's been like a really long reading slump. And I've never had a reading slump that's lasted more than a few weeks before. And maybe it's because I took the pressure off myself in terms of YouTube. You know, I took the pressure off feeling like I had to make videos and make certain videos, and a lot of like emotional and time and effort and energy goes into sort of creation of videos, and I think I was just a bit worn out from all of that, and trying to come up with a concept or an idea that no one else had ever come up with before, and trying to do something completely different because that would make my channel more interesting. And I think it's just too much pressure. It's not worth it. Like, reading's for fun, and the whole point of doing this is to share good books. So saying that, let's talk about the 3 5-star reads that I've read this year. There is a non-fiction, there is a middle grade, and there is a romance. Okay, so the non-fiction is A Knock at Midnight by Brittany K. Barnett. So this is a non-fiction book, and it very much looks into the racial injustice within the American prison system, which I've read a few books about over the last few years, and it still mystifies me, the whole process. I mean, I've never really had need to get to know the prison system in the UK either, but America just seems, I don't understand it. But Brittany is written here. It's like a part memoir, part coming of age story. It's massively thought-provoking. She's working as quite a high up an accountant, and she is brought to her attention about a woman who is in jail on a first-time drug offence and is serving life. And she looks into this woman's backstory and realises how closely that could have been her. And she has some knowledge of the prison system, and also some personal relationships with people who've been to prison. And so she's compelled to help this woman, and her name is Sharonda. And so she starts working pro bono. She works as an accountant by day, and by night she works pro bono, trying to get her sentence overturned or lessened, and to get her out of prison, and to take this sort of life sentence off the cards for this one-time drug offence. And yeah, I really enjoyed this. I thought there was a lot to think about, a lot to digest, and it was incredibly powerful and moving, and I just think more people should read it. So that was my first 5-star. I've got my little notes here, so that's, if I keep looking down, it's because my brain doesn't work. I'll be 40 in November. Can't believe I'm turning 40. I don't feel it at all. So yeah, November time I'll be turning 40, so that'll be interesting. Anyway, the second book is A Kind Spark by Elle McNichols. This is a middle grade book, and I was really compelled to read it because I was reading quite a lot of books with autistic characters or written by autistic authors, and this is written by a neurodivergent author. It's about an 11-year-old girl called Addie with autism, who lives in this small Scottish town, and she is not treated well at school. She is picked on for being different. Kids can be really cruel. She's not supported by a teacher, so she really is sort of left out, and she is coping in the only ways that she knows how. And one of the things is that she set this project about local history, and she decides to look into the sort of history of witches in her town. And it turns out that there is this sort of history of the witch trials happening there, and these women that were killed, and she wants her town to make a memorial for them, and she's campaigning for this, but there's a lot of resistance because people don't want to draw attention to parts of history where they have played the part of the villain. But she won't be deterred, and she's sort of campaigning for this. And through following along with this, we also learn more about Addie and her family, and more about her. And it was just beautifully written. It was incredibly powerful, and it really gives an insight into what it might be like to be someone who is neurodivergent. We're never going to be able to be in those person's shoes. You can't walk in that person's shoes because you know, you can't experience that for yourself. But I just thought the author did such a good job of creating a well-rounded and not you know, there was parts of this that were funny, but not funny that we're laughing at the character because, oh, you know, they're autistic, aren't they silly? Like, oh, they said that, isn't that funny? Which I really hate. I really hate because I just think it's patronising. And as someone that works with autistic children, yeah, that really annoys me. That people think that they can't hear them, or that it's okay to treat them differently to how they would treat other children, you know. Children would never behave in certain ways towards another child in their school as sometimes they do to a child with special needs, because they don't consider them the same, or they don't show them the same compassion. Anyway, I'll get off my soapbox. But this book was really good, and there was some real, like, hurrah, yes moments, you know, where her sister, like, stands up and puts someone in their place, and she has this really joyous, wonderful family, which I really love. And they have their own things going on, and we learn about those, and it was just brilliant. That was well deserved 5 stars. And then, completely changing track here, I want to tell you about an author, but also the series that I really enjoyed, and the 5 stars that I've given. I discovered romance author Megan Quinn for the first time this year, and more specifically her I think it's called Locker Room series, which is all about these sort of men on this baseball team at college. And there's this sort of old, it's not an old wives' tale, what's it called? Legend, I suppose. There's this legend that if you take a woman to the locker room, like, she has the best sex ever, and like it's a real commitment, and you always end up marrying that person, and you know, they don't take it lightly. It's you know, it's like wearing the same socks for the whole season. Anyway, so this one is about a girl who isn't interested in getting in a relationship. She's come out of a horrible one, which she's been in for a number of years, so she's not interested. And a boy who is on the baseball team. And what I really liked about this is that it really concentrated on that element of getting to know each other, actual dating, not just having sex, like actual dating, and taking some time to think about what that person might like, and get to know that person, and help that person feel safe and secure, and not just badgering that person until they give you what they want, but, you know, allowing the relationship to develop. And I really liked that, and I thought towards the end, I was like, oh my god, this isn't going to end how I want, it's going to really annoy me. And it does do a bit of a trope at the end where it skips forwards 8 years, And I thought, oh no, this is just going to be terrible. And actually, it was just a really nice rounding off to the story. I'd had my tears, I'd had my conflict, I'd had my romance, I'd had my gooey stuff, I'd had my steamy bits, and it was just a really brilliantly written romance book. It had just had all the elements that you want. And so I've just been slowly working my way through that series, and each of them has been really good. So I would definitely recommend that. I've now talked for probably far too long. Yeah, so I mean, other things that are happening with me, I'm taking part in the Magical Readathon. I don't know where I was up to. My camera just ran out of not ran out of battery, the card was full, so I had to go and delete some stuff. So I'm doing the Magical Readathon, and doing the Novice Path. Oh yeah, but the book roast, she is just amazing. I mean, she's so creative. She's created this whole story, this backstory, this world, this readathon. I can only imagine the amount of time and effort and care that goes into everything she creates. And she's so humble about it, and she shares all of this with the community, and I just think it's amazing. And I really wanted to take part from the very beginning, because I didn't get to do that with the readathon that she was running before, and I wanted to be a part of this one from the beginning. So I've really enjoyed like creating my character myself, and picking my books for that. So I am currently 2 books in and hoping to pick up speed a little bit, but I'm really enjoying that. And yeah, I just need some inspiration on what I can do. I don't know, maybe I'm not picking the right books, maybe I'm buying into the hype of books rather than really thinking about what it is I want to read. Maybe it's because I've got too many books on my shelf. I don't know. I have got rid of loads recently. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So anyway, I am gonna go, but I will leave you with a little hello again from Ron, my puppy, who is now 11 months old. He'll be 1 next month, and still cute as ever, and a big part of our family. So let me go and get him, and then we'll say bye together. Here he is. Here he is. He's feeling a bit sleepy. I just woke him up, so I'm not mummy of the year, am I? But he is the cutest little bundle, and we all love him very much. Say goodbye to everyone. Bye bye everybody. Do you like the camera? Do you like the camera? Are you a good boy? He's a bit flummy. Bye everyone, and yeah, hopefully I'll get back into this a bit better soon, but for now I'll see you soon. And please, 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 in the comments, give me some inspiration. I need something. Either if it's a way of how to buy a book, books that you think I should read that might give me 5 stars, or a TBR game you think I should participate in, or a readathon you think could be good fun. Yeah, or maybe even just a way of how to read. Maybe I need to be like setting myself a timer and making myself read for a certain amount of time each day, or reading at a certain time. I don't know. I've just been sidetracked by, and don't think any less of me, but videos on fashion and videos on like random must buys from Amazon and things like that. And I don't know, I've fallen down a bit of a rabbit hole of watching trashy videos, and I miss my reading. Okay, bye for now, BookTube.